Hello, in this video we are talking about interquartile range, which generally we talk about in terms of a box and whisker plot. So I'm going to be talking about it in terms of a box and whisker plot because that makes sense to me. So basically, when you are before we find the interquartile range, we have to find the quartiles themselves. So basically, a box and whisker plot, so that we can visualize what our quartiles are. Box and whisker plot looks something like this. This is the minimum value. This is the maximum value. This is the upper quartile. I'm going to call it quart because my handwriting is bad enough as it is. This is the lower quartile. I apologize for my horrendous handwriting. Oh my goodness. It's the lower quartile, and this is the median. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the median. That is our number one thing. So the first thing we need, I accidentally pressed the pause button. The first thing we need to do that is we need to count how many data points we have so that we can find the middle one, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 data points. So 11 data points. So the middle one is going to be the sixth, right? Because 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So the middle one is 6. There's going to be 5 below, 5 above. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our middle point, assuming you're starting at the top and counting down. So these 5 are above and these 5 are below. Maybe I should do that the other way around. That might make more sense. Or start at the bottom and go up. So these 5 are below and these 5 are above. Right? That make more intuitive sense? Made sense to me. Anyway, so that's the median. So the median is 2. So I'm just going to write 2 here because that is our median. Yay. All right. So now we need to figure out what our lower quartile is. So the lower quartile is the median of the lower half. So it's the median of these 5. So median of 5 would be the third point. So if I go 1, 2, 3, this is the median of this lower 5. The middle one doesn't count. If we'd had 2 middle ones, then one of the middle ones would have counted. And maybe we'll get to an example like that, hopefully. But when you only have one middle one, you don't count the middle one. So the median of these 5 is this one, which is 0. So the lower quartile is 0. By the way, the minimum is 0. We already know that. We could just see that right off the bat. The maximum is 4. So the minimum in this one, the minimum and the lower quartile are actually the same, which is fine. All right, so then the next thing I need to do is I need to find my median of my top 5. That will give me my upper quartile. So upper quartile is the median of the top half. So again, half of 5, the middle one is going to be the third. So I'm going to just count 1, 2, 3. So that is my upper quartile, which is also 2. So it's unusual for the median and the upper quartile to be the same, but it's fine. It's not that big a deal. So now that I have all of these labeled, I can find my interquartile range. Interquartile range, we often call this Q1, Q2, and Q3, just by the way. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So in this case, that would be 2 minus 0, which is 2. So the interquartile range is 2. If I were to draw a box plot of a box and whisker plot like this, if I were to draw an accurate one for this situation, I would have a box from 0 to 2. The median is my upper quartile, so I don't really, usually there would be a line in the middle somewhere, but it is this line, so it just looks unusual. And then we don't have a whisker off to this side because the minimum and lower quartile is the same. And then I would have a whisker going from 2 to 4, like this. So that's what it means by box and whisker plot. This is the box and these are the whiskers. Anyway, so the answer, it's an unusual box and whisker plot. I like it. The answer is 2.